everywhere because real just took a major W. The entire hip-hop culture just took a major W. It's your boy, Queso Big Dipper.
I am back. What it do, baby?
And today, Mr. Lawbury Graham's lawsuit has been thrown out. And we sit here and not only does that mean with Document 79 being thrown away, my brother's no longer being sued. Can we get a KBD award for that? KBD award for no screw face lawsuits. KBD award. Now this is a major W, not only for just Kendrick Lamar and his entire label, but hip hop as a whole. And remember, hip hop is not just rap music. All of us, whether you be a rapper, whether you be a reactor, whether you be a listener, well, reactor to hip hop, if you are a listener to hip hop, if you're a member of this culture. And all of us were about to enter into a world that none of us really wanted, where a situation, you got to be doing some real nasty work for us to be supporting like Lucian Grange and be like, yeah, UMG is the good guy. But we were going to enter into the worst era of bullying and censorship we've ever seen. It was getting to the point that literal YouTubers, reactors, people just like you and I, and all of us who were just talking about this shit. We're just talking about what is happening. We are not the people creating the beef with Kendrick and Drake. We're not the niggas who told you to get on first person shooter and start talking about how you the GOAT. We didn't have nothing to do with that. We are just members of the culture. And this is why it's bullying. Because if the narrative of hip hop was Drake won, this lawsuit doesn't arise. If everything he said about Kendrick, he cheated on his wife, all that stuff. If that happens, none of this arises. But because you lost, you literally started snitching on niggas, started telling on my brother. Gave me the award for Drake telling on my brother, man. Mother, we outside. You hear me? Let's get it. Shout out to the man, that Jake Smooth.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chick.
Look at Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
First you lose the battle,
Right.
then you lose the lawsuit. All on your birthday month. Damn, hate to see it. Oh boy, here we
Oh my God, it is OVO October. October's very own.
go, you guys. Who did not see this one coming? I truly hope nobody out there besides Drake fans are shocked.
Oh,
Judge
no.
Vargas has officially dismissed Drake's defamation.
Can we get a KBD award for Judge Vargas? I think this is Judge Vargas' first ever KBD award, and we usually don't give KBD awards to judges. Yeah. So actually, KBD, this is the first ever one to anybody who works for the federal government, except for firefighters. We like you firefighters. Shout out to y'all. Y'all some real niggas.
Lawsuit against UMG over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us record. That's right, you guys. The case has officially been dismissed. Judge Vargas said this case arises from perhaps the most infamous rap battle in the genre's history, the vitriolic war of wars.
Y'all remember when Eminem got sued and the judge is like, yo, I've prepared some bars. It's like, motherfuckers just want to get their bars off it. Gave me the award for niggas just want to get that. We all know in life we have all written a rap verse. Stop that. Stop that. Stop lying. Don't act like you haven't.
Erupted between superstar
Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever written a rap verse. 2 if you haven't.
recording artists Drake and Kendrick Lamar in the spring of 2024. Over the course of 16 days, the two artists released 8 so-called diss tracks with increasingly heated rhetoric, loaded accusations, and violent imagery. The penultimate song of this feud, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, dealt the metaphorical killing blow. The song contains lyrics explicitly accusing Drake of being a PDF, set to a catchy beat and propulsive bass line. Not Like Us went on to become a cultural sensation, achieving immense commercial success. And
that's the judge saying in layman's terms, that bitch was a vibe. She like, how you gonna try to take my shit down? She liked it.
Critical acclaim. Drake has brought this action against UMG for defamation, harassment, and the second second degree in violation of Section 349 of the New York General Business Law. Before the court is defendant's motion to dismiss pursuant to Rule 12b6 of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Because the court concludes that the allegedly defamatory statements in Not Like Us are non-actionable opinion, Drake, get your bitch ass and your bitch ass lawyers out of my courtroom. The motion to dismiss is granted. Damn, why the judge go so hard on Drake like this? You guys know when I knew this case was pretty much done and Drake was cooked? It was the moment Drake's lawyers started to mention tweets from people on Twitter, social media content creators, YouTubers, pretty much.
That was literally what I was saying to Screw. I was like, you know, when Drake sued UMG, this is what my original thoughts on it was Drake is a huge artist who's worked very closely with UMG. So I'm assuming he knows the inner workings of these things, obviously better than I do, better than you do, better than anybody who hasn't been like a Drake level star. So if you haven't been like a Nelly, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, Eminem, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, these niggas, you don't know how you know how close you can get to the machine. So when we looked at Drake, when I first saw this lawsuit, I go, maybe he has like a rabbit in the hat. So he knows something we don't. And I'm like, maybe they did boost Not Like Us. I do believe that, because I was like, regardless, you can't take from the cultural impact, right? Not Like Us, biggest diss record in rap history. But numbers, I don't know. Numbers are all relative, you know? And who's to say that any one person may not go buy 1 million views or not buy that? I don't know. I don't know how they do it. And, you know, I've heard shit about, not Kendrick, but just about in the industry. I've heard that stuff that they do. So, okay, you know what I mean? With all that backing, I'm like, maybe Drake knows something. Maybe this shit with Puffy's case going down, I'm like, maybe this shit is some really freaky boule shit like they be saying. You're right, niggas don't know how to feel. By the time they start talking about screwing the lawsuit, I'm like, wait, hold on, what? You ever been like, because now I'm like, okay, for sure. Like, nigga, it's like, you know, I even had to ask this nigga one time, nigga, you want to tell that nigga said what? Like, nigga, what? I'm like, just had to check, you know what I'm saying? I just had to check. And then I'm like, bro, is it the Percocet allegedly? What could cause Drake to be behaving like this? Is it the perks? Is it that I always reference Drake. He said, I'll probably self-destruct if I ever lose, but I never do. I do reference that bar a lot recently. That bar seems to make a lot more sense recently. And there's been a lot of talks of Drake appealing this. And I'm like, in a universe where Drake just loses Not Like Us, now that PDF shit was on him. But I know how people's attention span in this world and because it wasn't something he was like charged in a court of law with, there can always be the argument to be made like, we don't know what these niggas do behind the scenes. You know, motherfucker could always try to do like niggas did with R. Kelly for years, right? Just, they could always play that one. But then when it's like, okay, so then you keep attacking hip-hop, and then you keep talking this, you keep attacking that, you keep going at it, and it's like, it's almost like you want to put yourself on an island alone. And, right, we don't know if he isn't that, right? We don't know if he is that, right? A PDF. And if a nigga called me that as someone who isn't that, and I would put on the Bible, I would let lightning strike me down if I'm lying that I'm not that thing, I will be highly offended if somebody says that, right? I do get that, but under the guise of hip-hop, and let's be real. Let's be real. Like I said, how many songs has Screw been in rap battles with niggas? Niggas be in here talking about our mom. Niggas be in here talking about, the fuck, what do I do? What, am I going to go flag their video down? No, because this is what they signed up for. Now, if we run into you, hey, Hey, yeah, man.
reaching and grasping for straws at things that's not there. Anytime you gotta use social media, especially YouTube videos, where people get online and give their own opinion and assessment on things, you do not have a
Ding,
case,
ding,
buddy. I'm
ding.
sorry. Drake, people told you for the longest of time, bro, these lawyers you have, they are scamming you. Get rid of them. They know this lawsuit was bullshit from the start, Drake. They all got together in their meeting room and had a great 10-minute laugh at this lawsuit. They knew
Had
you
a
had no
belly
case
laugh.
from the jump. They just wanted your money. And now that you lost this lawsuit, it's even more awkward because you're still signed to UMG. So what now? What's your next move? UMG put out this statement.
And that's the scariest part. You know, UMG, I'm sure, is going to pretend just because, like, contracts and legal shit that they're not going to do anything to Drake's career. And a lot of people maybe who haven't dealt with businesses before don't know this, but maybe those of us who, like, you know, who have dealt with business or those who work in corporate America, we know businesses are petty because they're ran by people. And we know if you make the wrong enemies in a business, they will find a way to make your ass quit or really get you fired. You know, we all know how this game goes. We all know how it be when the person's friends with that other person so they get the promotion. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm be real. I never actually worked a job in any kind of corporate America, but I have dealings with businesses based off of this new job that I have now. So I deal with corporate companies all the time. And yeah, you realize, like, yeah, it's just a person. And I can see sometimes they be doing a little petty shit. Sometimes they be doing bias shit. Sometimes it's people. People running this shit. People look at corporations as such entities, and in which they are in a lot of regards. But when a rapper comes out and says fuck the label a million times, the label's goal is protecting value of their label in order for them to sign more artists to make more money. It's not in Rich the Kid solely. In comparative to how much they care about Rich the Kid to how much Atlantic cares about Atlantic, it's very small. They care way more about Atlantic. And so when Rich the Kid comes out and does that, you have to know you're not going to have another new Freezer. They're going to make sure against it. And I listed like 8 rappers that I've seen in my life. And that's, I didn't name like the Snoop Dogg's, the Tupacs, the Biggies, the Heavy D's, the rappers that were big before my eras in life. But they've come and they've went. They've come and they've went. When Nelly was dropping Nellyville, Country Grammar, Air Force Ones, with that era of Nelly, you couldn't have told me that nigga wasn't the next Michael Jackson. You couldn't have told me. And he came and went, man. That's how this game goes. So, Drake, you make enemies with Lucia?
After the judge dismissed the case, they said from the outset, this suit was an affront to all artists and their creative expression and never should have seen the light of day. We're pleased with the court's dismissal and look forward to continuing our work successfully, promoting Drake's music and investing in his career.
That's a petty jab right there. You gotta know you gotta know a petty jab when you see a petty jab.
AKA Drake, get your bitch ass in line and go
Right.
make some more money. How dare you think you can take us to court? Are you crazy?
And I suspect the Drake stimmy package is about to start heating up. UMG is gonna, if you've ever watched professional wrestling, there's an act of putting somebody over, right? Where you take an established act and you give them the rub. You put them in a match, or you put them in a tag team with them, and so the fans of this guy's fans become your fans. We're gonna see more of that by Drake. We're gonna see a lot more, and UMG is gonna get rid of this nigga. Mark my words, this will be the official end of Drake. It's not just downfall, but end. But hip-hop wins. You fucked with the wrong one. Nigga try to tell on hip-hop. Nigga, we undefeated.
Especially for some shit that you dared Kendrick Lamar to do. You remember in your Tailor-Made freestyle where you pretended to be Tupac and you said, yo, talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. Heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. It's gotta be true. And speaking of the Joe Budden podcast, as soon as the case was dismissed,
God. And the more this nigga fall off, the more he started to look like Vlad TV. Oh, my dear homies, a lot of niggas never seen Vlad TV before. That's why y'all ain't even putting two together. Hold on. Boy, why the, hold on. the more Drake falls off, the more this nigga look like Vlad TV. Let's keep it tall. The more early Vlad, you see Vlad got some money. Vlad got some money and started shaving weight. You hear me? Vlad got some money and got linked up with them people, got that hair right. Yeah, no, he's starting to look like early Vlad.
Joe went on social media to troll Drake. He went on to post this picture of Drake looking fat and disgusting. DJ Mustard also went on Twitter to have a laugh at Drake's expense. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You have to imagine there's a lot of people that is going to be clowning Drake for this lawsuit being dismissed. But speaking of Drake, him and his team are not giving up. Surprise, surprise. They said we intend to appeal today's ruling, and we look forward to the Court of Appeals reviewing it. Brother, why can't you just take your L in peace and go home? Drop the...
Like, bro, why y'all doing this like niggas start taking pictures, painting and shit, and playing in the flowers, and Baka in there doing that freaky shit. Well, not the freaky shit he actually does, but like doing like he could be in there, you know, with some whipped cream or something. Nigga, stop with the fake gangster imagery. Stop with the mob ties. Stop with all that shit. Let's just take it. Let's take it back to when you was in that bitch. You remember the Drake meme when you call shotgun and you end up in the back seat? Let's take it back to that. Cause I just don't believe yo telling snitching bitch ass. And that go for any nigga that sue me or sue any of my brother, my nigga. Boy, what? What is you a fucking rat? We ain't here. I'm tired of all this ratting shit, boy. I'm for real. I'm telling you, I'm so tired of snitching. As a reformed street nigga, as a person who hopped off the porch and boy, I'm trying to get back on that motherfucker. I'm trying to get on it like an old man too and never get off that. I'm never hopping off the porch again, right? But boy, everything I ever did, I paid for my consequences. Head up. Head up. I never made a decision of something that I couldn't handle. And even when the consequences was some shit I really shouldn't have been able to handle, I clearly did because I'm here right now. Drake, you would have been here to tell the story, but you're a bitch. And that's some shit that kills my generation. Niggas don't know how to get their ass whooped and not go get the burner and come back. There used to be a respect amongst thieves, an honor amongst thieves. When me and you got in the ring and we scrapped it out, win or lose. And I ain't even on that, like we gotta shake hands shit, but hey, it's over with. Now it be over with, homie, go pop that trunk and Swiss cheese your ass. Niggas don't have that same kind of honor that they once did. And you see it. You see it in Lil Aubrey Graham. You see it in Lil Aubrey. You really do. This nigga, he ain't cut like that. A lot of niggas ain't never had to get in the middle of the street with somebody. And your homies ain't gonna help you. And your brothers ain't gonna help you. Your cousins ain't gonna help you. And you really had to fight with this nigga. A lot of y'all ain't never had to feel that. So you never understood that. Sometimes conflict can be a resolution for conflict. And that battle, it should have ended there. That battle, if dealt with honorably, might spark a road to a feature. Now you gotta, what I say is if you would have taken the battle honorably, now if me and you are boxing and you grab my nuts, now my homies might jump in. You want some weird shit, right? But if you didn't bring up his kids and shit, you just battle rapped him. Sure, he ain't getting the money you getting. He ain't maybe had the career you get. However narrative Drake would have used. If you would have just did that, nigga, I would have championed you because realistically, the fucking wide fans thought you could fuck with Kendrick, but every hip-hop head thought you were a very super underdog. We thought, ain't no way in hell you was about to fuck with Kendrick. Niggas who knew hip-hop knew that. But we did know that Drake had them bops, he had them joints. We thought maybe he could back him. Like, just because you're not a better rapper than someone doesn't mean you can't beat them. Just like if you're not a better fighter than somebody, you can win. Strategy is a motherfucker. But you fought like a bitch, and then after you fought like a bitch, you went and got the gun. But by the time you came back, everybody was gone. And so now you just in this motherfucker going, And that's just really where Drake is in life.
Iceman album this month, then take a break for the rest of the year, and then maybe by February, March, you come back again with a new record. Nobody believed you when you said this was a fight for every artist that signed to UMG. Everybody knew you were full of shit, and this was...
He said this was a fight for every artist? Any nigga, you can't trust niggas who do duck lips. Let's just put it on something we love. Nigga, you can't trust niggas who do duck lips. If you really out here slashing and sliding with duck lips, nigga, you ain't fucking with us.
It's only about you and yourself. If you do not want to be called a PDF, do not engage in a rap battle with somebody that's willing to go there. Listen, let me talk to you Drake fans out there. Not the pop Drake fans out there. I'm talking to the hip-hop Drake fans out there. Are you guys finally going to admit that this lawsuit was bullshit? Not only was it bullshit, but it was also baseless. Keep in mind, this is a guy that told us that he studies rap battles for a living. You guys were talking...
Y'all remember when Drake was supposed to do a battle rap against Murda Mook, I want to say? Do y'all remember that? What do you think Mook was going to say about you, bro? Niggas is... I'm going to be real. Where I am at right now, I don't think I will go do a battle rap event. I don't, that's not really my arena. And I might not like being played in that type of way because that's just not what I'm into right now. That's not where I'm at in my headspace right now. Right now, I'm in here trying to learn how to play a lot of instruments. I'm trying to bring the game in with something different, whole different flavor to the game right now, right? But for people who step into that arena, because I always hate that, like, now I think because in media, people who do the things be in media, so, like, basketball players be in basketball media, so there's always, like, but you didn't battle. Okay, I wouldn't battle right now in my life. But if I did battle, I wouldn't sue the nigga for it. And I don't, anybody who doesn't battle, because this is a narrative they've been coming with, if you don't battle or if you don't rap, you are still awarded an opinion on rap. You are still awarded an opinion on battle rap. Do not let these niggas narrative you out of your own common sense. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay.
All this smack in my comments about Drake taking this to court. The judge is going to rule in Drake's favor. This is going to change rap music forever. I just want to know if you guys are going to keep the same energy. Are you guys going to admit that Drake was actually wrong? It's okay. Let's see how this all plays out. You guys get in the comments below.
And
what do you guys
think of the judge? Even call me a fan of Drake. Like, realistically, before he did all this shit, niggas could have called me a fan of Drake. I don't think you can now, because literally, like, it don't even sound the same. But it's hard to, like songs like work, like songs like that. There's no way you're going to act like you didn't get some pussy to that song. You're going to act like you didn't have like an experience that song. You didn't have a great house party with one dance. You ain't had we ain't going to act like Drake ain't had them joints. You just went out like a punk ass bitch. That's all it is. Buddy, you went out like Shaq did. No disrespect to the Diesel, but you ain't go out like no LeBron going out, nigga. You went out like Shaq on the Celtics, averaging 2 points. Playing for your rivals, averaging 2 points. Going from an artist to being worse than the fucking labels. That is insane. That is a level of nasty niggas don't. You, from being a rapper who used to stand for putting on artists from like the UK and shit, and as a person, I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian American, and I really believe that I don't like when we just say because someone's from a different country, we ain't gonna fuck with them because nigga, all my family live in, not all, but a lot of my family live in a different country or live in different countries. So what you saying about them? That's how I always felt, right? Drake a nigga who put on for them niggas, steals their flows while he does it. And their vibes and their auras, but gives them features and shit. And now you're the nigga suing artists? Now it makes a lot harder for a case to be made that the reason you were doing these features with these people was to showcase their music, and you were just a predatory business that's always just trying to, just a corporation that is Drake. You're really Aubrey Graham, and Drake is just a predator that will take predatory businessman. Careful saying predator, niggas throwing lawsuits around. He's a predatory businessman that will just take any opportunity he can, doesn't give a fuck about the people they're taking the opportunities from. Now, This was a certified vibe check. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. We out this bitch. Hit that thumbs up button. Drake, you heard me.